Hi, welcome to the Whitey White Guy Show. I'm Whitey, and today I'm going to review the film Major League, which came out in 1989. Let me look this up real quick. It was directed by David, written and directed by David S. Ward, and it stars Tom Berenger, Charlie Sheen, Corbin Burnson, Margaret Whitten, James Gammon, Rene Russo, Bob Uecker. Excuse me. I'm coming down. I have actually getting over a little bit of cold. I apologize. Again, it came out in 1989, and it's the usual. You have it's a baseball movie. You have the Cleveland Indians. They've been crap for decades, and the owner, who's this evil lady, like I don't know, Cruella Deville from 101 Dalmatians. She wears the same kind of outfits and stuff, and she wants to intentionally make the team awful by bringing in a bunch of unknown players and getting rid of any solid players, and then drive attendance down so low that she can sell the baseball team to Miami and make more money for herself. Um, so they bring in a bunch of has-beens and never will be's. There's open tryouts. Tom Berenger plays the catcher, who's the old veteran, but his knees are going bad. I'm not going to remember there's a shortstop named Roger Dorn, played by an actor I've seen around other places, and he's been very successful for a lot of years, but he's kind of getting to his pompous look at me stage. He doesn't want to get hit by a ball or something, so he's kind of become a turd. Um, okay, Charlie Sheen comes in, and it's the typical cast of misfits. They all have something where they're good, but something makes them awful. So, Charlie Sheen, for example, is got a great fastball. He's got a lot of speed on his pitches, but he has no control. Excuse me. It turns out he has poor eyesight, so they have to get him glasses. And then the last time he pitched was he was in prison for something. Um, it's one of those. You have the crappy team of fill in the blank sport. You get the group of misfit characters, and then they have to overcome the obstacle in question so that they be good. It's that movie. It's been done before 100 times. It's been done since 100 times. But this one's the higher end of that genre. This is the better go of that genre. It's got a combination of, excuse me again, veteran actors and up and comers. So Tom Berenger, of course, he's been around for a while. Corbin Burnson plays Roger Dorn. Um, James Gammon's been in a bunch of stuff. Bob Uecker, of course, been in all kinds of stuff. These are your guys been around for a while. Dennis Haysbert wasn't really established at this point. He's the All-State. Are you in good hands? He's not been in a bunch of stuff. And then, of course, Charlie Sheen. And who am I missing? Wesley Snipes. This was an early outing by Wesley Snipes. But right before White Men Can't Jump, Wesley Snipes. And then, of course, Blade and everything else and tax problems. Wesley Snipes. So, and that's Rocco back there. Say hi to the world, Rocco. Back to the world, Rocco. All right, he's being Rocco. So, no great movie is this. It's a lighthearted comedy, and it's going to happen. You've got the first baseman for the Yankees, who's the jerk, who's really good, but he's a jerk to everybody. So Charlie Sheen and he go back and forth throughout the movie, and then eventually Charlie Sheen's going to one up them, and they're going to win the game. They're going to win the game. Everything that's going to happen. It's just about the details. It's about the yucks that you get. So Bob Uecker plays the play-by-play guy. I think it's in this one. Dennis Haysbert plays Serrano, and he's like a Jamaican guy, like a voodoo Jamaican guy. At one point, he goes to swing at a pitch. He hits the ball, and it hits a pigeon, knocks a pigeon on this guy. And then Bob Uecker goes, "They're really just rats with wings," The little one-liners and stuff like that. It's worth a chuckle. So it's kind of a bit low budget-ish for '89. certainly wasn't a big budget. There's, they weren't shooting for the moon here. They weren't swinging for the fences. But not awful, and the directing's fair enough for what the movie is. Again, a lot of tropes. You either seen it before, you've certainly seen it since. Like three guys go for the pop up, and they all crash into each other, and the bullet's gone. You've seen it time and time again. Bad News Bears, although that was a Little League movie, same thing. It's the same exact thing, just done a little better, and it's enjoyable. It's not great, but it's a fun movie. Charlie Sheen plays Wild Thing, and he's got like weird haircut in the back. He wears like double glasses, little skeleton on the front. It's like naughty by Mormon standards, if that makes sense. It's like the rock and roll for church, So it's like Charlie Sheen, he walks in and they're like, oh, he's the guy from prison, and he couldn't look more clean cut. Like, he rides in with a dude on a Harley, and so he's like, oh, this guy just got out of jail, and it's like, that's not problems. Like, so it's the like I said, it's the clean cut, but they say darn, and in church you're not supposed to say darn. Of movies, like the very family friendly late 80s, early 90s. There were bunches of this. It's like, oh, grandma wouldn't appreciate this, but not actual anything, But again, Tom Berenger, you gotta love Tom Berenger. Charlie Sheen is likable in this. Dennis Haysbert, Wesley Snipes. There's one guy in this. I love the guy who plays James Gambon, who plays Lou Brown, the manager. He's got the deep beard, God damn it, I didn't go, Jesus, Charlie Sheen, go. Bob Euchre. I mean, it really, and, Andy Romero. He's Andy Romano. He's a guy you never heard of, but I've seen him in a bunch of stuff. I'm a fan of his. He was in Pump Up the Volume. So it's the film in and of itself isn't that hot, but the cast makes it fun. The camaraderie on the cast, the chemistry in the cast makes the movie enjoyable. Wesley Snipes and Tom Berenger and Charlie Sheen mixing it up make this an okay film. So this is a C plus, C, B minus, like an enthusiastic C plus or B minus. That somehow spawned not one but two sequels. And I just watched as much as I could of the third one, and oh my god. But it's got a great cast. I don't know how they do this, So Eric Brescotter's in the second one. I'm a big fan of Eric as Baker from Tour Duty, so I'll review that later, just for the Brescotter effect. But yeah, Major League, if you haven't seen it, it's a fair enough, okay, by the numbers. The chump team becomes the good team movie that you've seen before, and we'll see more of them. There were a bunch of these. So that's it for White Guys Show. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me and Rocco. Rocco. He's a good dog. We picked him up recently. He got dropped off or something. I don't know how he got here. I literally don't know how he got here. I think he's my sister's. Just one day we had a pit bull. And now he's with him all the time. Can't get rid of him. So anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, all that stuff, and check out the other videos, and I love you for it. Cheers.